Hello everyone. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at an article from Yahoo News and AFP. It was published on April 4th and is written by Sebastian Smith. Trump's Russia report victory turns sour. You know, it's funny how the left can't just give up on this shit. The legacy media with the left in it cannot give up on this shit because the left cannot give up on this shit. So the legacy media has to follow suit where it's basically overpopulated by these idiots who need to go and learn how to code because obviously they can't do their damn jobs objectively when they can't give up this dead horse that they've been beating and beating and beating for over 2 years. And now that it's been, you know, checked by the doctor and said, yeah, it's dead, they're going, no, it's not. And they're still trying to push this shit. It's ridiculous. So anyway, let's get into the article here because Sebastian... What the hell happened there? Because Sebastian is a real piece of work, let me tell you. Donald Trump wanted a victory lap after the apparent flop of the Russian collusion probe, but on Thursday, 11 days later, the president instead found himself being chased in circles. Being chased by who? Spurging, retarded morons like yourself who keep trying to push this? And the apparent flop? No, the clearly flopping or flopped Russian probe. Let's be honest. It's dead. It's buried. It's over. It flopped. It failed. It didn't get him. It didn't find shit in regards to him. Yet you want to hope and pray that there's something in there that you can grasp onto in your desperation. Idiots like you, Sebastian, and others in the legacy media. Over and over, the president has crowed that special counsel Robert Mueller's massive investigation into the Trump team's links to Moscow resulted in total exoneration. Because it did. There was no collusion. It was a collusion investigation. No collusion was found. And I love this. How they're trying to now spin it. This idiot's trying to spin it. This was not an investigation into Trump's team's links to Moscow. This was a witch hunt that was started over the basis of, oh, well, there was no way that Trump could win on a discredited piss dossier. Let's be honest here. But that claim is based on the conclusions of Trump's handpicked Attorney General William Barr, who released a 4-page summary of the still secret report. The actual report, running hundreds of pages, has yet to be released publicly. See, they're so desperate that they're hoping in those hundreds of pages there's that one thing that's going to hang Trump. When there isn't. They just need to give up on this at this point. And I love how, Trump's handpicked Attorney General. Dumb fucks. You do realize that Attorney Generals are handpicked by the president. All of them. And you guys don't like the fact that he's just not kicking back like Jeff Sessions, being a beta male cuck who clearly, from my opinion, had something on him that was being held against him for him to just sit there and not do his goddamn job. Because anyone who doesn't have anything against them that can be used against them would have said, hey, back the fuck up. You've been at this shit for how long now and you haven't found anything? Okay. Barr, there's nothing that could be held against him. And he did that exactly what an attorney general should, which is rein in a clearly partisan witch hunt and say, all right, you've been at this for 2 years. Did you find anything? Mueller was like, well, not exactly. Okay, well, this shit's over with. That's what happened. Let's be honest about it. But see, they think that the American public and those abroad, because AFP is a French publication, they think that these people are stupid and that they can just spoon feed this type of bullshit to them. It's hilarious. And Sebastian, you are supposed to be a journalist, a.k.a. a writer. Someone who writes should understand the concept of proper English. You never start a sentence out with and. So you don't even need that. And U.S. media reports have now quoted sources from the previously almost totally leak-proof Mueller team saying that Barr's characterization glossed over potentially damaging findings. Well, of course, spurging deep state shitbags are going to make claims like that, number one. Number two, if you get rid of the and I just want to prove a point here, U.S. because it said released publicly. Then you could go on with the next paragraph, one sentence paragraph. Again, that's not proper writing. You should know that. Sentences, shouldn't be one paragraph as a rule of thumb. They can be, but it's frowned against or frowned upon. But look, get rid of the and. U.S. media reports have now quoted sources. You see, you don't need it. Where the hell is the editor in this shit? You'd think an editor would go, you know what? And is not exactly grammar. It's, yes, you can start a sentence with it, but as a writer, it's not proper to do it. And would have, said, hey, Sebastian, get a fucking clue, dude. Learn proper English. And the funny thing is the totally leak-proof Mueller team. Well, see, the reason why they didn't leak anything prior to this point, which they're not actually leaking anything. This is sour grapes. See, they were keeping it close to the vest because they were hoping they would find something. And they didn't want to getting out there that they didn't have shit. See, now, if this was an investigation into a Democrat, the fact that they didn't have anything would have been leaked left, right, and fucking center. But see, because it was Trump and they got to nail Trump to the wall, they didn't want that out there. But now, because they didn't find shit, it's come out they didn't find shit. And Barr basically laid that out. There was some things in there. Fanning the flames of this bullshit that, the Mueller report has stuff that would hang Trump in it. It doesn't. Because no indictments. No indictments means nothing criminal. Pretty clear. That's cut and dry. Members of Mueller's team have complained to close associates that the evidence they gathered on obstruction was alarming and significant, the Washington Post said late Wednesday. Yes, Washington Post, one of those ones that was pushing the piss dossier, steal shit, pushing the whole Trump derangement crap in Russia and everything else. Well, of course they're going to jump on that bandwagon. They got to save what credibility they have left. And if that means that they have to fucking ride this into the ground, they're going to ride it into the ground and hope that before they crash, they actually get that one little grain of something that they can try to save their asses. The New York Times, another mainstay of insider U.S. political reporting, quoted its unnamed sources saying that Barr failed to adequately portray the findings of their inquiry and that they were more troubling for President Trump than Mr. Barr indicated. Bullshit. Bullshit, bullshit, bullshit. You know what's funny is when everything from the grand jury has been redacted because, see, they want the whole thing released because they want those people that were on the grand jury. They want them to be put under scrutiny. See, they didn't do their job and convict a big, orange, bad man. See, they didn't do that. So that's why they want that stuff out there. See, you would think that they would be understanding about grand jury testimony, members of the grand jury, those who testified before it, being protected how they should be under law. But no, they don't want that. And this funny thing is more troubling. Really, we'll find out once the grand jury stuff has been, redacted and the report's out there. Because Trump said, put the report out. Once it's out, you people are going to look like complete and total, Kool-Aid drinking morons. The Justice Department, not only that, before we go on, it's always anonymous sources. Anonymous. With this left bullshit, the whole Russian narrative was backed by anonymous sources. Well, they turned out to be all full of shit. So either these anonymous sources were full of shit, or you had the members of the legacy media making up stuff and claiming they had sources. It's the only way it could be. But they're gonna keep trying to die on this hill. You'd think they would skulk away, tail between their legs, maybe wait to fight for another day, but no, they're going to keep pushing this shit. I mean, this is ridiculous. The Justice Department was forced Thursday to defend Barr's summary, saying every page of Mueller's report was flagged as potentially containing confidential material and insisting it would be released in full once appropriate redactions had been made. In a furious tweet, Trump said the Times had no legitimate sources, which would be totally illegal concerning the Mueller report. Yeah, they don't have any credible sources. You're talking about Democrat agents. These were all people that had close fucking ties to the Obamas, the Clintons, the Democrats in general. It was not bipartisan. There weren't Democrats and Republicans working in the Mueller thing. It was all like golden children, we'll call them, of the Democrats. These were all deep state bureaucrats who are all anti-Trump that were involved in this. And there were no indictments. In fact, they probably had no sources at all. They are a fake newspaper who have already been forced to apologize for their incorrect and very bad reporting on me. Yeah, they have. Vindication. This is not the way it was meant to be for the Republican as he launches his 2020 re-election fight. What, you mean being vindicated? No indictments? They didn't find anything criminal to indict on? Oh, that was not how it was meant to go? Oh, what are you saying? He should have been, found to have done those things so that your sweet little sanity doesn't get all messed up? Poor baby. For 2 years, Trump repeatedly excoriated. Why do they got to use big fucking words to say something simple? When you use big words like that to make yourself look like you're fucking intelligent, Sebastian, but you don't even know, you dumb fuck, that you don't start sentences with and. You know, that just shows you that you're a fucking idiot, that you went to a thesaurus and said, how can I make myself seem intellectually superior? I know, I'll use a thesaurus. And then before that, you start a sentence with and. You're a dipshit, dude. But repeatedly excoriated Mueller's witch hunt and dismissed as nonsense the idea he might have colluded with attempts by Russia to tilt public opinion in his favor during the 2016 election. That was proven. It was proven it didn't happen. The Barr summary looked like a stunning vindication. You mean it laid out the fact that there was no indictments, which is a vindication, and said that there was going to be no indictments because there was nothing criminal found. Okay. According to Barr, Mueller found that no one on the Trump team had conspired or coordinated with Russia because no one did. On the question of whether Trump had tried to obstruct justice and prevent Mueller from freely investigating the Russia angle, Barr said the special prosecutor did not reach a definitive conclusion. Yeah, he did that as a throw a bone to the Democrats because they need something to grasp onto. That gave them the opportunity to grasp onto this. It really is that simple. While this report does not conclude that the president committed a crime, it also does not exonerate him. Barr quoted Mueller as saying. So wait a minute. It doesn't conclude that he committed a crime because he didn't. And somehow that doesn't exonerate him? What kind of crack smoking, like meth head, like sitting there seeing who can create the biggest friggin' clouds? All right, a crackhead and a meth head sitting there smoking out, trying to create the biggest clouds, see who can do it, high off their asses. You know, which two idiots doing that came up with that bullshit? That because, you know, to say, well, hey, we'll follow this twisted logic of Mueller when anyone with common sense who isn't high on crack or meth can go, let's see. There was no crimes committed because there was no indictments, because it had to conclude that the president didn't commit a crime because there would be indictments. And there were none. It said no indictments are going to be issued, meaning no crimes were found. That's pretty cut and dry. You don't need to be a rocket scientist to figure that one out. That sounded perilously ambiguous for the president, but with Barr himself making the judgment that there was, in fact, no obstruction offense, Trump could call it a win. No, he can call it a win because Mueller didn't indict anyone, because there was no indictable offenses, as in no crimes were committed. Holy shit. In streams of tweets, comments to journalists, and a celebratory campaign rally, Trump said he had been proven right. He even accused the law enforcement officials and Democratic Party politicians who supported Mueller's probe of treason. Yes, because they tried to commit a soft fucking coup. They literally tried to overthrow a duly elected president of the United States using oh God, let's see. 2 Russian hookers supposedly pissing on a bed the Obama slept in as and Trump going off into the bathroom with 2 Russian hookers who can't speak English so that they don't hear him say that he hates black people while they're pissing on the mattress. This was the basis for the Mueller investigation, the discredited Steele piss dossier. It was used as a foundation to start an investigation to literally remove a legitimately elected and sitting president. That is a fucking coup. That is treason. To try to say it is not treason, to try to spin it, goes to show that the legacy media is full of shit, that they are lying sacks of shit propagandists. Plain and simple. Because they did commit treason. Sneaky and rabid. But questioning by Democrats about why the report has not been fully released, and now the reported leaks from the Mueller team are turning that victory sour. No, because you've got spurging deep state bureaucrat dipshits who were involved in this investigation who thought that they were going to hang Trump because they're Trump deranged dipshits, now claiming shit that's going to be disproven. The victory isn't sour. You people are trying, you literally try to change the fabric of reality by reporting bullshit, hoping people buy into it. In a statement on Thursday, Justice Department spokeswoman Carrie Kupik defended Barr's handling of the report. Yes, because he did nothing wrong. He did absolutely nothing wrong. He did his job. He is doing his job in making sure that nothing that shouldn't be released in the report, like, oh, I don't know, grand jury, who testified in front of the grand jury, who the grand jurors were, things like that. Make sure that they're redacted from the report so that the dipshit Democrats don't have their far left thugs and Antifa putting retribution on them, because that's what's going to happen. They want that because they want the retribution against these people because these people did not fall in line. They did not convict the man on something that he did not do. Did not indict the man, I should say. Because they did not indict the man, as far as the Democrats are concerned, they want those people to pay for it. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure that one out. That's why they want the report completely unredacted, because they want to know who the hell should be targeted. They want to make examples of those people. They clearly do. Why do you think they're insistent upon the grand jury not being redacted from it? There's no reason why it shouldn't be redacted. There's plenty of reasons on why it should, like the safety of the grand jurors, the safety of those who testify, things like that. It's ridiculous. Given the extraordinary public interest in the matter, the Attorney General decided to release the report's bottom line findings and its conclusions immediately, without attempting to summarize the report, with the understanding that the report itself will be released after the redaction process, she said. Now, you know what's funny? You know what gets me? The same people who fought against the Kennedy files being released and have have them not be basically just black marker across a page with a word here and there, not covered up. Okay. These were the same people who did not want that released, did not want it released in the fashion that it was released, with as the minimal redactions in it that it had. Are the same people, the ones who didn't want that to happen, are the same people who want the Mueller report released unredacted. That should give you a pause on their reason for doing something like wanting the Mueller report unredacted. I mean, that should speak volumes when these are the same people that went, oh, you can't have the Kennedy report. For a president who was assassinated, what, almost 60 years ago? I mean, come on now. They don't want that out, but they want all the Trump shit out? That should seriously raise some major red fucking flags with people. Barr does not believe the report should be released in serial or piecemeal fashion, she added. Well, of course it shouldn't. And that's why, see, he could release it, bit by bit. Get it out there. Redact a section, put it out there. But he would rather have the whole report out there so people can look through the whole thing, minus the redactions like protecting grand jurors. I mean, this is ridiculous. In the meantime, it was back to business as usual for Trump on Twitter, with attacks on opponents that could have been written months ago. Oh my God, him calling out shitbags like AOC, making fun of them, and her and Bernie and Kamala Harris and Booker and Schiff, is attacking them. They're the ones who literally create the situation for him to say something. What is he supposed to just sit there and not comment on their spurgery? Give me a break. According to polling, few people seem to care about the Russian collusion hoax, but some Democrats are fighting hard to keep the witch hunt alive, he tweeted Thursday. Yeah, that's true. That's accurate. That is accurate. They're still trying to keep this shit going. Like I said, they've beaten the dead horse. The doctor came out and said, look, it's dead. And there's like, no, it's not. They're like, it's basically, they're like throwing their voice, and they're doing it like the guy from Monty Python and the Holy Grail when it's like, bring out your dead, bring out your dead. And they're like, oh, yeah, the horse is dead. And, like it's Mr. Ed. You got that one of them doing a ventriloquist thing going, I'm not dead yet. No, I'm not dead yet. No. It's like, come on now. The horse is dead. Deal with it. You screwed the pooch. You bet everything on this horse, this nag, who was like 1,000-to-1 long shot, and it died 2 furlongs into the race. Deal with it. They should focus on legislation or, even better, an investigation of how the ridiculous collusion delusion got started. So illegal. Yeah, true. That's true. Oh, that's right. It was because these idiots in the deep state and the Democrats could not and would not believe that the American people had spoken and elected Trump because it was Hillary's time. And that's what caused this whole shit to go down. That's what caused them to use the piss dossier, because, hey, Russian hookers pissing on a bed the Obama slept on just sounds really fucking credible. I mean, give me a break. Trump's lawyer, former New York Mayor Rudolph Giuliani, also refighting the supposedly finished battle. I love how this is ridiculous. It is the finished battle. You idiots fucking blew your load on a dead horse. And you bukakied it too soon. On Fox News Wednesday night, he called the Mueller team a bunch of sneaky, unethical leakers, and they are rabid Democrats who hate the president of the United States. Yeah, they are. That's pretty fucking accurate. This is what's funny. He states something that's truthful. They were all anti-Trump, deep state bureaucrats and Democrats involved in this shit. Disciples of Hillary Clinton, of the Clintons and the Obamas were involved in this. And we're supposed to believe that it was bipartisan. It was above the board. These people weren't being sneaky. They aren't, unethical. Oh, of course not. Give me a break. They literally started an unethical, illegal investigation into a sitting president to commit a coup. All of them should be in Leavenworth at minimum or, I don't know, waiting there at Leavenworth for the gallows. Because I believe treason is still a hangable offense. And that's just my opinion. I think they should get their trial and they should be charged with treason. And if they end up swinging from a noose, so be it. I got no problems with that after the shit that they pulled. If they're guilty, mind you. And in Minecraft. I mean, this is ridiculous. As for Trump's actions regarding the murky Russian involvement in the election, we think we can prove beyond any doubt that there is nothing to collusion, Giuliani said, because there is nothing to collusion. Abso-fucking-lutely nothing. See, they can't give up on this shit. They bet the farm on this. They bet everything. They leveraged it all. They took money from loan sharks to make the bet. They mortgaged and car title loaned and did everything like that. They took all the money that they had to their name, including money they didn't have. Like I said, loan sharks. They bet the farm that they had Trump with this shit because they knew in their minds, mind you, in their minds and in reality are two different things, that they were going to nail Trump. Well, like I said, reality, different story. They didn't nail him. They didn't find shit. No, they got to keep this going because it's all they've got. It's all they have. The problem is they don't understand. The American people at this point just don't give a shit. The report, the summary of it, exonerates Trump. Common sense. If there's no indictments, nothing criminal happened. Nothing provable. Which you would think, 2 years, 3 investigations. You had the House investigation, the Senate investigation, Mueller's investigation, the FBI doing, as part of the Senate, doing this has been over-investigated beyond belief, and they haven't found a fucking thing. See, that's one thing they leave out. Oh, the Mueller report, he found stuff. Well, the House and the Senate didn't find a goddamn thing, and they did investigations already. That should say a lot. I mean, this is ridiculous. They just, instead of just going and being adults and saying, yeah, we fucked up, we spurged out, we were Trump deranged, you know. The fact that he got elected made us lose our minds a little bit, so we went off and did this. If they were adults and said, you know, that had happened, it'd be a different story. But no, they want to act like children and still like double, triple, and quadruple down. Anyway, I've covered this well enough. I'm just going to leave things here.
If you liked this video, depending on where you are watching it, please give it an upvote or thumbs up. If you want to know when new content of mine hits the internet, don't forget to subscribe to one or more of my social media or video accounts listed here. Also, with YouTube, don't forget to ring that bell. You can find all of my video content on both BitChute and YouTube. This may not be the case with other places I upload to, but I will try to minimize this happening. You are always welcome to interact with me at any of these sites on the list, so feel free to do so. If you have anything you want me to cover in a video, when it comes to news or current events, send it right along to me. I will try to do my best to cover it. As always, thank you for watching.